Madonna, Ray of Light, is based on spiritual Eastern mysticism. Released March 3rd, 1998. Introduction. I have been in an incredible reflective state of mind. I have done a lot of soul searching, trying to understand myself better and trying to reach a more stable and balance. The spiritual side of me comes from interest in Buddhism, Hinduism, Zen, and Asian philosophies and religion. I'm always saying to myself that I have a Catholic blood, but my blood is somewhere else. I knew I wanted to go after different sounds from anything else I've done, to reach a different emotional and spiritual plane. I have been trying to go through this metamorphosis over the past few years. I'm studying the Kabbalah, which is Jewish mysticism interpretation of the Old Testament. I have found myself to become very interested in Hinduism and yoga. And at first time I was able to step outside myself and see something different. The big picture. I was always dealing with the image of light, and this song expressed what I like to see in the world, even though it's just a small piece of the big picture. We can all make a difference. Motherhood was the beginning of my journey, asking a question, why am I here? And I had to stop and think, what am I going to teach my daughter? What do I believe in? I don't even know what I believe in, and I don't know. How am I going to teach my daughter anything? Motherhood triggered me to understand meaningful questions like, what have I been put on earth for? The whole point of life. What's important? What's important to me? Is there life beyond the physical world and everything else? Madonna had collaborated with William Orbit in an electronica sound. He's very talented and gifted, and this album is very spiritual. Long explanation for John World Tour. What's important is life matters. Why am I here? They say when the teacher arrives, the student is ready to listen. When you're ready, the teacher will appear. Mine was Linda Christensen and Madonna. Christianity. Madonna says her daughter Lotus will spend more time with her in the Bible than television. To be plopped in front of the TV instead of reading, talking to her and encourage her to interact with other human beings. And that's what happens to a lot of children. She certainly knows about Catholicism. I want her to be the daughter that reads the Bible. But I want her to explain to the stories or the people are made to teach us, not to rule us. Swim was about the day she heard about Gianni Versace's murder. It's a water element. The water is birth and baptism, and you go to the ocean. There you get a feeling of cleansing and starting all over again, being new, being healed. This sort of what's going on in my life and exposing this element into a songwriting element. Ray of Light. Throughout the recording, we basically named the album about 20 times. It started out with sutra, but then it ended up it was too abstract. Then it became mantra, and that was too deep for the general public. Plus, I thought people were gonna put a P on the end of it and play onward. And then I realized that it annoyed me. Then I thought about the first song called Drowned World, because that was one of my favorite songs on the album. There was no other like it. In Candy Perfume Girl, I wrote this song about Suzanne Mochvin. It was a lot of fun. It was different from the rest of the albums, but I like to explore areas of obsession and how we lose ourselves in passion and desires. Skin. This song is about desire. I set out specifically to whip up a frenzy dance floor song. It was primal, it was versatile, being slow at the ending and frenzy. I wrote this with Pat Leonard and started out completely with it. William Orbit and I experimented, and then Mark C. Versailles divulged in it. This is Takara, her 1987 influence of Japanese influence of other cultures. She appeared on Harper Bazaar for Bazaar Magazine 1999 for Nothing Really Matters. And the song Nothing Really Matters is nothing takes the past away like the future. Nothing takes the past away like the future. And it was inspired by the geisha and Islamic influences. Sky fits heaven. In my life and career, I have learned how to trust my intuition. I think I have an ability to read the signs that are everywhere, telling us which way to take and what decision to make. This is a positive force that can guide us when we listen carefully and trust what we feel. Madonna Shanti. This is the scripture version and the English version written in Hindi. And this is what it means. What is a dosha? It's from the Ayurvedic tradition. Doshas is about your body shape. There's Vata, Pitta, and Kalpa. She traveled to India to learn Sanskrit by Dr. Bharati Prasad Talfi, known as a guru. So how did the song Shanti Ashanga came about? I do Ashanda yoga every day. I had to learn all these prayers. I love chanting, and I decided to take a crash course in Sanskrit because my yoga teacher explained to me that not only do we do prayer, but they have meanings too. But actually saying the words also produce a balance and bliss through your sound, resonating your local voice, going up into your head and traveling to your spine. Madonna was influenced by the Mindy by the Hare Krishna, and she's wearing the Hana. She went to visit Rajasthan, India. Rajasthan's for the rich Indian people, known for the Thar Desert. Madonna is fascinated by Rajasthan folk music. She also gives credit to popular Indian spiritual influences in the West, such as Ravi Shankar. And then Frozen came out. This is from her video. And the club mix and the stereo remix is from Danarama. Her influence was English Shelter, the Shelter in Sky, and the English Nation. The video was taped in Mojave Desert, a cuttleback lake in the Indian Valley of the Well. Chris Cunningham developed a video called Apex Twin. It was very gothic, distorted, but it was a haunting video. He's a very talented star. She was also influenced by Deepak Chopra and Rumi. If you want to know God, read How to Know God by Deepak Chopra. And she also did a musical with Deepak Chopra. Om, the Frozen sign in her Frozen video. It is a Mindy and it's produced as Om. It was developed in the 12th century. The symbol means the beginning, the middle at the end of life, and the universal vibration. She also did Hannah Swiss watch for Embel. She did the power of goodbye, saying goodbye to relationships, goodbye to hurts, goodbye to feelings. To have and to hold. This is really a trilogy about Frozen and the power of goodbye. It's about giving up worldly attachment, letting go of things that keep us from moving on, even if it's another person. It is so hard for us to surrender. But when we learn to let go, we learn to really love and respect ourselves. Little Star was influenced for her daughter, Lotus, and Lotus is a spiritual name for peace. Has to be was from The Alchemist. I think everyone has a soulmate, but I don't think you attract until you say, I'm cool with myself. On the other hand, I feel all we have to do is unexplain the longing and yearning for that journey to find half of us. And The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, it's a very popular book. It's a must read. And three books Madonna read from the Jewish Kabbalah mysticism is The Red String, The Power Kabbalah, and The Way. The authors are Yuda Berg and Micah Berg. I suggest you read.